Hello everybody. Tonight we'll discuss the second part of the grammar of lesson 19. Now we start off with the Bahubhihi Samasa, with the Bahubhihi compound, which can be considered a relative, an attributive, a possessive, or an exocentric compound, inasmuch as it, when you dissect it, when you have the grammatical analysis, you will have a relative clause. That's why you consider it a relative compound. You can consider it attributive compound because it depicts an attribute of a person or a thing. Possessive, again, somebody possesses or something possesses a certain quality, as well as exocentric, as opposed to endocentric. Most compounds are endocentric, meaning they explain the thing which they are referring to within the compound, whereas the Bahubhihi Samasa explains the thing which it refers to without or outside of the compound. It refers to something else. It is an adjective by itself, referring or qualifying some other noun. Now, Bahubhihi by itself means Bahu, much, and Vihi, rise, so a Kamadarya originally. But here it's not about much rice, but it's, for example, about the person, Bahubhihi Puriso, a person who has much rice, meaning a rich person, or Bahubhihi Deso, a country having much rice, i.e. a fertile or prosperous country. Now, Bahubhihis consist of, they are unlike, as I already mentioned, they are unlike tapurisas or dvandas or kamadares. They are functioning as nouns. I mean, tapurisas can also function as nouns. Unlike tapurisas, dvandas, and kamadares, they thus function as adjectives. Of course, tapurisas and the other compounds can also function as adjectives, but it's very specifically that Bahubhihis function as adjectives. In explaining a Bahubhihi, it is necessary to ascertain to whom or to what the compound pertains. It is inflected like an adjective according to the gender of the dominating noun, and it is always equivalent to a relative subordinate clause, meaning in translation, who has or who was, or which has or which was, or possessing or having. Now, to give you an example, Bahuta Jivho, Kumaro, a boy, Kumaro, who has a large tongue. Bahuta Jivho, in and of itself, it is a Kamadarya, a large tongue, but here it's about the boy who has the large tongue. Lohitaki Puriso, a man, Puriso, having red eyes. Lohita Aki. Sadanya, grain bearing. Satina Katodaka, possessing grass, firewood, and water. Grass, firewood, and water. About the last one, I'm not entirely sure. I might have done a mistake here. I have to double check one more time. Now, there are three kinds of Bahubhihis in this section, and they are the ordinary two-member ones, formerly resembling tapurisas, kamadaryas, and dvandvas. We of course understand kamadaryas are a special type of tapurisa, where the case relationship is the same, so they have the same case. Then the second part is, like here, for example, Bahuta Jivo, this is the Kamadarya, or was the Kamadarya, Lohita Aki, red eyes, Kamadarya, and Tina Katodaka Utaka, this by itself would be a Dvanda. Now the second type, it starts with the Sa, meaning Saha, so Sa, Tina Katodaka, or Satanya, so with grains, or like possessing grains. And the third type, being negated with a or an, and resembling negative kamadaryas. For example, we have a good example here in the book. Dana, meaning wealth. Sadhana, with wealth or possessing wealth, meaning rich. and atana, the opposite, having no wealth, meaning poor. And here, originally, this was a noun, and then it functions here as an adjective. So we have another few examples. Like in two-member Bahubihis, the order of the members may be reversed as compared with a strict order of Tapurisas. So here, Katapunya, Purisa, a man who has done, Purisa, who has done, Kata, good, Punya. Chinna Papanja Buddha, a Buddha who has cut Chinna through obstacles, Papanja, who has cut through Chinna and then obstacles, Papanja. Vajrapani Yakka, a god, Yakka, who has a thunderbolt, Vajra, in his hand, Pani. And very often the sense of the compounds is spontaneously evident, but at times it is obscure, hence we need to consider their usage. So in a Bahubihi, the members may refer to the same thing, Samanadikarana, for example, Lohitaki, meaning they were like a Kamadarya before, or Bahuta Jivo, or to different things, meaning the case relation in the compound was different. For example, Tapurisa, but Vyadikarana, Vajrapani here should be Satami Tapurisa, so the thunderbolt in the hand. And there are four main types of Bahubihis, so Chatti, Tatya, Satami, and Panjami. However, there are even more two types, I mean the genitive, instrumental, locative, as well as ablative, and two more, accusative as well as dative, Tutya and Chatutti, are also possible. And these become evident by the Vikkaha. So when we provide the Vikkaha, what, so Lohita Aki Yassa, so Puriso, here Yassa, this is Chatti, this is genitive. So a man who has, or of whom there is Lohita Aki, Samanadi Karana, same case relation, red eyes, meaning having red eyes, a man who has red eyes. And just perhaps this, an example from Sanskrit grammar. It might be a little bit difficult, but it serves the purpose here because the grammar here is exactly the same as Pali. And it is a nice depiction of all the different cases which are possible in a Bahubihi. Meaning, for example, an accusative Bahubihi, so a Dutya Bahubihi. Prapta Atitayo Yang Sa Prapta Titihin Gramaha. So that village, Sa Gramaha, which young guests Atitayo have reached. Prapta is reached, guested. Prapta Titihi. Instrumental, the Tatya. Udho, Rato, Yena. So the instrumental is then expressed by this relative pronoun Yena. Sa, Udha, Udha, Rataha, Anadvan. So that ox, Sa Anadvan, by which Yena, a cart, Rato, has been pulled. Udo is pulled, carted. Pulled, Udha, carted. Rataha. Dative, the Chatutti Bahubihi, Uparittaha Pashur Yasmai, Sa Uparitta Pashuhu Rudraha. He Rudra, Sa Rudraha, for whom Yasmai, a beast, Pashur, has been sacrificed. Uparittaha is sacrificed, beasted. Uparitta Pashuhu. Ablative, the Panjami Bahubihi. Udritta Odano Yasyaha sa uttrithaudana stali. That dish sa stali, from which yasyaha, the rice, odano, has been removed. Uttritha is removed rice. Uttrithaudana. And genitive, the chatti bahubihi, pittam ambaram, yasya sa pittambaraha harihi. He, hari, sa hari, of whom, yasya, there is a yellow pittam garment, ambaram is yellow garmented, pittambaram. And last but not least the locative, the saptami bahubihi, viraha purusha yasmin sa vira purushaha gramaha. That village, sa gramaha, in which yasmin there are heroic viraha, man, purusha is hero man, vira purushaha. I hope this was somewhat helpful. And here, for example, here you have samanadi karana. It's the same case relation, so this could be then considered as a samanadi karana, saptami bahubihi. Or here also samanadi karana, chatti bahubihi, and so on. All right, so far, and I've also always, at least I tried to in the Viggaha, in the Anki cards, to break down the bahubis to make them easier understood. Now, another point worth mentioning is the action nouns. Now, action nouns, or an action noun is a word having a verbal root that refers to an event or an action itself rather than the participation in that event. So it is an abstract noun without referring to an agent. For example, in English, we have such words as hard work, discovery, arrival. So such nouns are express an action, such as those ending in this suffix ana. The suffix ana, and then, for example, here dasana, the seeing. I think in English this is called this ing from this gerund. Sometimes they take an object because of their verbal root. They take an object, meaning the direct object of the action, which is then in the accusative or the genitive, meaning the objective genitive. It may also take an agent in the genitive as well as in the instrumental. In these constructions, the accusative noun, the action noun often appears in the dative, meaning the dative of purpose, expressing the purpose, and may be compared with the infinitive. It may also be an accusative as representing the object of the main action with its own objective in the genitive. Now here are a few examples. Mayang bhavantang gottamang dasanaya itupasankanta. We have come, mayang upasankanta, here, ita, to see, meaning for the seeing, dasanaya, in the dative here, the Honorable Gautama. So to see the Honorable Gautama here in the accusative, being the direct object, or for the seeing of the Honorable Gautama. Dura vattamha agatha ṭhakathang dasanaya. We have indeed amha vata come agatha from afar or from far, dura, to see dasanaya, or for the seeing, for the purpose of seeing, the thus gone, tathagathang. Katang savanaya, to hear, katang, talk or some talk. All right. Let's have a look at the vocabulary. Akicchang, what should not be done. Aṭṭhakathā, bone. Anavo, flood. Atithi, guest. Adamo, false doctrine, bad nature, bad custom, injustice, bad mental object, bad idea. Anayo, misfortune, misery. Aparang, hither, this world. Arahant, declined like Bhagavan or like a present participle, worthy one, perfected one. Avasesako, one who remains or survivor. Asankha, apprehension, doubt or fear. Upakaranam, resources. Upapila, oppression, trouble. Upama, simile. Usado, abundance. Kantakam, thorn, subversive element, rebel or bandit. Kadamo, mud. Kantaro, wilderness or semi-desert. Kalapo, bundle or quiver. Kitchang, what should be done. Kumudang, white water lily. Kulo, tribe. Kullo, raft. Kotagarang, granary, or storehouse. Koso, treasury. Qatar, steward, with the irregular declension of nominative singular kata, accusative singular katang, and vocative singular kate. Kilo, stake or the boundary. Ketang, field, territory, land. Gano, group, aggregate. Gatrabo, donkey. Gamanang, action, noun again. Going, the going. Gadaha, blame, reproof, threat. Gahanang, again, action, noun. Seizing, keeping. Gahapatiko, householder. Gunang, string, strand, quality. Godaka, cattle breeding. Garang, house. Gato, attacking, destruction. Charika, travel, journey, mission. Jatarupang, gold. Nyati, relative or kinsman. Tirang, shore or bank. Talang, land or dry land. Dayo, gift. Divaseya, daybed or siesta bed. Duhano, robbery. Danyang, grain. Dhammo, good mental object, good mental phenomenon, good idea, when opposed to adamo as bad nature or bad mental object, etc. Otherwise, dhammo, the natural phenomenon, includes bad as well as good. Nava, boat, ship. Nikamo, town. Nittaranang, crossing over, again, action noun from nittarati. Nimito, diviner, prognosticator, astrologer. Partibayang, danger, terror. Panyang, commodity. Panto, road. Pabhajana, banishment. Parinayako, leader. Parivitakko, reflection, idea. Palaso, foliage. Papatang, present, gratuity, capital. Parang, thither, across, beyond. Porisang, service. Bali, tithe, religious tax or contribution. Bichang, seed. Brahmadeyang, gift to God, i.e. a grant of land. Villages to a priest of a Brahmin religion, a grant, fief or benefice. Bandang, good stores or supplies. Bogo, property. Boggang, property or proprietary rights. Mandalang, circle or disc. Mitto, friend. Yakko, spirit, god, demon. Yokgang, crowd, animal, ox. Rachatang, silver. Ratto, chariot or cart. Rajadayo, gift by the king, royal endowment. Rajaboggang, crown property or crown land, as opposed to land owned by peasant or village communities. Rasiko, accumulation. Wattomang, road. Vanija, commerce. Watto, execution. Vetanang, wages, pay. Gasanang, disaster. Samvidanang, arrangement, policy. Sango, community, group. Sattiko, caravan, merchant. Sada, confidence, trust, conviction. Sampada, success. Saka, branch. Saro, value. Salohito, blood relation. All right, then today up to here. Punadasanaya Tavapaveya Subham Mangalam.